Homeless Connect is happening at Metricon on Wednesday. What is it that you like? Why do you like getting behind Homeless Connect and showing your support for the community?
I think it's a great event Wednesday because it's for the people that are at risk of homelessness or suffering from it at the moment. So they get access to basic services that we all take for granted, like haircuts, doctors, food. So I think it's sort of an eye-opener that people don't sort of get these access that we sometimes take for granted. So I think it's great for the community to really stand behind it.
Perfect. Now you had an amazing game on Saturday night. You had the last goal. There was a bit of a funny moment afterwards where you actually thought it was the winning goal. Can you tell us when you realised it was actually level, that the scores had been level?
I knew there was either 5 points or a goal in it, so when I kicked it, I made sure, and I thought there would have been a little bit longer left in it, probably about 30 seconds or a minute, and then the siren went straight away. So we obviously had no idea how long was left on the ground, so it was a shame that we couldn't try and get another score.
Rodney was talking about how all the players really seemed to have really dug in the last quarter. Even though some players were in pain, they really stuck in there. Do you feel like there's been like a bit of a mental shift with the team?
Yeah, I think no one really gave us a chance Saturday night. We just wanted to go out there and bring great effort. Week before, we sort of stuck at it against Adelaide for 3 quarters, and at 3/4 time, a lot of the boys were saying we're not going to do this. Let him kick a few goals. They won by 45 points, so we didn't want to do that again. So we really want to stick in and give ourselves the best chance of winning.
Lynch, there's 5 weeks left. What are some realistic goals that can be taken out of the last 5 weeks?
I think we just got to continue on improving. I feel like we've made big gains this year. The scoreboard hasn't reflected it so far. Obviously got Brisbane this week, and we're pretty pumped up about that. And we want to go up there and beat them at the Gabba. We don't really like losing to them, and hopefully we can beat them twice in this year.
How impressive was Saturday night, given really the golf in midfield class that was out, and a lot of them inexperienced players really stood up? Yeah,
it was great. It was sort of looked at the starting midfielders. Aaron Hall is predominantly forward. Jesse Longden's played a bit down back, and then Tuke Miller's just first-year player. So I think it gives the guys good confidence that they can match it with the best. And a lot of guys had big jobs that they really stuck to and gave it their all. So I think when we bring our effort and bring the pressure, we can match it. And definitely, if we get those boys back, like Gary and Risha, the other 3 midfielders, going to help hold us in good stead.
Mate, I was just going to say, can you reflect on that goal a bit more for us, Tom? Because you said you didn't know how much longer was left, but you must have known it was really late and could have been potentially the last play of the game. Just take us through how you felt in the sort of lead up to that kick and what you felt once it came off your boot.
Yeah, I sort of went back, and most of the boys said slow, just take it slow, go back and go through your routine. So yeah, I knew there wasn't too long left. I thought just make sure I kicked through the footy. That was the main thing, just to sort of calm myself down and then just kick through the footy and hopefully it goes through.
Did you feel the pressure, and did you feel much of the crowd and that kind of stuff around you, or was it kind of just a bit of a blur?
I felt a little bit when I was going back, but sort of tried to steady myself and just make sure I kicked through the footy and kicked the goal.
Maisie played another really important role. Probably since the buys really stepped up and recaptured that form from last year. How important is he as a leader, especially down the back?
Yeah, he's great. He's grown the last sort of year or two into a leader for us on the field. He really demands on the full back line that you need really gets up the mids if they're not doing the right job. So he's in great form at the moment. He's playing good footy, and Josh Kennedy's a great player, one of the best forwards in the competition. He did a good job at him, and hopefully finished off the season well. He's been great since the bye, as you said.
You've been in the leadership group for a couple of years, Tom. Do you feel like if the chance comes up, you're ready to take, step up and be the captain if that sort of opportunity arises?
Well, I enjoyed being the captain when Risha and obviously Gaz was out. I think they're both doing a great job. Rich Taylor's really stepped up in Gaz's absence, and when Gaz gets back, he's a great on-field leader and off-the-field. So I'd enjoyed it on the weekend, but I think I've still got a long way to go, and I've been in the leadership group for 2 years now. I've still got a lot to learn and a lot to improve on. So,
have you seen the leadership program grow? It's been a big emphasis placed on it this year under Rodney Eade. He talks about it regularly as something that's really grown, but it's hard to see from the outside.
Yeah, as I said earlier, we feel like we're making massive inroads in game plan and leadership, and it's hard for the fans to see that at the moment. With only 2 wins this year, but we feel like we're growing, making massive strides with guys under us like Cole Jasney's really stepped up. Tuke Miller as a first-year player has been great. So I think we're making big strides in that area, and hopefully improve a bit more, and then get to next pre-season, and then go from there.
From the outside, mate, we see your importance to Charlie Dixon. You keep your defender engaged and running up and down the ground. How important is he to your game?
Yeah, massive. Charlie and I think we work well together. We focus on just isolation and not jumping into each other too much, and we're sort of throughout the year, if one's been down, the other one's been up. So we're sort of complementing each other at times this year, and he's had a really good season. He's probably his best season to date. So he's playing consistent footy each week, and yeah, love playing with him.
We know the speculation about his future. He's not really signed yet. How important, from your perspective, is it that the club does everything it can to sort of keep him?
Yeah, he's great. He's a great vocal point for us. We do complement each other well, as I was saying. So I think I hope he does sign. I think he will sign. It's just one of those things, you can't get too worried about it. It's just going to see how it plays out. But he does love the club, and I hope he signs. He'll be a massive boost for us if we sign him on.
In regards to that partnership, Tom, you and Charlie as a duo are kind of pretty much the same average as Lance Franklin and Kurt Tippett down at Sydney at the moment. How big of a confidence booster is that for you, considering how powerhouse they are?
Yeah, that's good confidence boost. They're two great players for Sydney. They play very well, and they're in a really good side. So I think Charlie's grown enormous this year. He's been playing well in the past, but he's been able to get a consistent run at it. I think that's a major change this year for him kicking goals, and we know how damaging he can be. One-on-one, he marks most of them. So it is a good confidence boost, and hopefully, we retain him.
Do you feel like as a duo, you're just about to start sort of taking the competition by storm a bit? You've worked together for the 4 or 5 years. Like, do you feel like you're on the cusp of doing it sort of consistently now? Yeah,
I do. I think we've both been trying to improve the last few years, and we're getting there. We're not there, nowhere near there yet, but Charlie's had a really good season. He's had some really big games where he kicked 7 and things like that. So I think he's really ready to stamp himself on the competition.
Second week in a row, Harley Bennell really produced after a really tough time. But this last weekend was a lot of sort of more team-focused areas. What was the review with him? It seemed to be a really good effort. Yeah,
it was. After Adelaide, he had 38 disposals, but Rocker gave him a bit of pump up today. He said thought his game on the weekend where he had less disposals was better because he really bought in, and he had 7 tackles, which is great for Harley. He's always been working on his tackling, and it's starting to show through. And he couldn't be happier since he's come back. He's really buying into the team roles and doing the team thing.